On this video, I would like to continue what I have started in the past in the Akkadian grammar. That's line 54 and following. And I'm looking at the reading of the text along with the grammar. What I'm doing here is mainly, I've already done it, gone through it one time. I'm doing a revision, making it a little shorter and trying to simply review the grammar as well. And so basically, I'm going to pick up in line 54. I've used Borger for transliteration. I've done my own normalization and translation. So we are now, I'm just going to start at line 54. Yechisha enashu'umi'im. They flourished. Let me go back to 53. Inna lamasiya. Inna lamasiya, in my refuge, they flourished. So as we pick up there, my refuge, henna introduces the genitive, and lamasi means my refuge. The E ending, or the ya ending, is the first person pronominal suffix. Yechissa, to flourish. Yechissa is a G preterite, third feminine plural from nachashu, to flourish. The text here says that the people flourished in peace in Hammurabi's protection. I'm reminded in Psalm 91:4, where the Lord promises to cover his people with his protection under his wing. It is interesting to me, too, that the root, nachashu, we have an assimilation causing a doubling in the N of the first radical of the root, doubling to like a cha, nechashu, causing the H to double. Then we move on to the next phrase, which reads, Inna shu'umi'im ataba'al-shinati. Inna shumim ataba'al-shinati. In peace, I have ruled them. In this, as we continue in peace, sort of interesting, shumim, thinking of Hebrew, shalom, but in peace, I have ruled them, atabal shinati. This form here is a GTN preterite, first common singular, with a pronominal direct object suffix, third feminine singular, I have ruled them. From the root wabalu, to rule or to look after. Note that the tan infix here in tan, T-A-N-B, becoming T-A-B-B. And the point of this GTN is an iterative aspect of the verb here. I have repeatedly, we could say, he is saying, I have repeatedly done this. In other words, repeatedly, I have ruled over them in a peaceful way. And then in line 57, it reads, Inna nemikiya Ushtap Zirshinati. Inna Nemikiya, in my wisdom, Ushtap Zirshinati. I have caused them to be sheltered in my wisdom. And so just looking briefly at the grammar here, I have caused them to be sheltered in my wisdom. We have Nemikia is a noun, genitive singular, with the first person suffix introduced again by the henna preposition, plus the genitive and the first person singular in ya. And the word for wisdom is in Akkadian nemekum, meaning wisdom. So in my wisdom, I have ushtap zirshinati. I have sheltered them. This form, notice, is a she-ti preterite, first common singular from parazu, to shelter, with a third feminine plural pronominal object suffix. So I have caused them to be sheltered. In my wisdom, I have brought sheltering to them, or I have caused them to be sheltered. Again, he is boasting about how he has cared for his people. And so we continue in the next phrase, danuum in sha'am, that the strong, analahabalim, for not to harm, nu sig. Here we have a Sumerian, capital N-U, capital S-I-G, and the Akkadian would be Ekutim, the orphan, and Numusu, again, is Sumerian, capital N-U-M-U-S-U, and the Akkadian is Almatim. And then the verb is shu-te-shu-ri-im, literally for to direct aright. So danum in Sham, the strong, the weak, analahabalim, for not to harm, ekutim almatim, shu-te-shurim, for the orphan and the widow, for to direct aright. So as I look at the grammar, just basically of that, notice ana la habalim. Ana is the preposition for, and it takes the genitive followed by the negative particle la and the G infinitive and the genitive of habalim, for not to harm. The root is habalu, to do wrong. And the next verb in this phrase, to direct aright, is shu-te-shurim. This is a shin-ti infinitive from the previous preposition ana, and the root is asheru, to direct. So Hammurabi claims to direct the cause of the orphan and the widow. Again, this is a theme that the Hebrew scriptures and James in the New Testament 1:27 teach, that pure religion is to visit the fatherless and the widows. And let me just read that again. Danim, that the strong, here we have a masculine nominative singular. In Sham, here we have accusative with the am ending. The strong, the weak, for ana la habalim, for not to harm. And here we have that infinitive in habalim that we have referred to. So the strong, not to harm, the G infinitive, the weak. And then ekutim, for the orphan and for the widow, almatim. Here we have again, going back to ana, taking the genitive here, for the orphan and for the widow, shuteshurim, for to direct aright. And again, we've already referred to shuteshurim as a shin t infinitive, going back to the previous ana from the root asheru, to direct. So again, as we said, all the way through time, the orphan and the widow are cared for. One of the important things, not only in Hammurabi's code, but in the Hebrew scriptures, in the New Testament, as we just said, is to take care of the orphan and the widows. And it's a theme that, you think about it, that goes back to ancient culture. And it's sad today that we often don't do our job of taking care of the orphans and widows. Sometimes even the church that should be the leader in that has failed. And so again, I think this is a very important concept that goes all the way back to Hammurabi and the Hammurabi's epilogue.